Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Indeed, good morning to you and welcome to today. Today is Monday, the 7th of April, 2025. Good morning. I'm Pearson Bowen. Good having you company. Thank you so much for joining us bright and early on a Monday morning and wherever you are. Also, thank you for watching us on our streams on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, cbc.bb. We're grateful for your company. Remember always to interact with yourselves, but also interact with us. Your questions, your comments, those things help to motivate us as well. So good morning to all of you, wherever you are. As always, if you have an idea or if you know of someone or something which you think we need to feature on the show, our email address just popped off the screen. It's right there, though. It's morninbarbados@cbc.bb. There it is, morninbarbados@cbc.bb. So send us a note, send us a message, and we thank you for working with us to bring you the best show every single day. As I always tell you, like the show, share the show, tell someone about us, bring them along, let them have some fun as well in the morning. Now, as we inch closer and closer to the Easter period, and we know we're doing so because the children have gone on holiday for their Easter break. So all of you little ones who are perhaps up bright and early to watch us on the show, good morning to you as well. What is your plan for today? Little ones, what are your plans for today? Maybe it's to fly a kite. Maybe it's just to get out there to play with your friends, to cycle up and down, and to make mommy mad. Just kidding you. But whatever you choose to do, have a great holiday. You deserve it. You've had a wonderful, wonderful term. And so time for a little bit of break and a bit of respite. And for those little ones who are preparing for the 11 plus exam as well, you know what that means, right? Some past papers are for you, some more reading and practicing and all those kinds of things. Revision, revision, revision is for you. Elvis Burke, good morning to you as well, watching from Roach Village in City George. Elvis, wonderful having you company. Thank you for watching us and thank you for waking up bright and early as well. Marveline Walcott is up too as well. She wishes all of you a blessed today. We say the very same to you as well, Marveline Walcott. Thank you for joining in and thank you for watching and sharing your message of hello to everybody as well. Being the 7th of April, that means it is World Health Day. World Health Day is today, and it goes with the theme, Healthy Beginnings, Hopeful Futures. That's a very insightful theme, isn't it? Healthy Beginnings, Hopeful Futures. And so we want you to pay attention to the theme indeed. Healthy Beginnings provide us with hopeful futures. So for you, as you see there with the image of the mother cradling her baby, she wants to give her baby the healthful beginnings because it will create hopeful futures like you as well. So pay attention to what's going on with your health today because you have a far more bright and hopeful future. So today's World Health Day. That's something you can tell others about as well. Also, on the weekend, the Barbados Police Service would have marked a significant milestone, 190 years of operation on island in Barbados. And so to them, we say congratulations. They do great, great work in keeping us safe and reassuring us of our safety as well. But the band, stellar indeed. And so there was a service held at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Centre at the weekend as well in celebration of that milestone. 190 years, that's a long time. And so to you all, we congratulate you. Indeed. Also, I want to remind you because I did take a walk through the malls at the weekend and I saw this table laid out by the Autism Association of Barbados, and I was pleased to see so many of you around that table there and engaging in conversation and buying some of the items there as well, because every cent you spend in support of them goes towards helping those parents with children of autism. And so it really helps to ease the burden quite a bit. So thank you for engaging with the Autism Association of Barbados. Wearing your blue, continue to do so. The pins, the lanyards, the shirts, everything that says that you stand in support of the Autism Association of Barbados is very, very welcome. Speaking of which, on the 13th coming up, they're having an autism parent workshop. That's on the 13th of the month. That's this coming weekend. So we want to encourage you. It's at the Barbados Yacht Club at 10 in the morning. Registration, however, is required. Remember, the name of the organization is the Autism Association of Barbados in that autism parent workshop. So please do register as soon as you possibly can to be a part of it and engage in all the activities there as well. Also to remind you, as I told you on the weekend as well, of the upcoming free powerful reenactment of the 1816 uprising. It's at Groves Plantation. That's where it's going to be, Golden Grove Plantation in St. Philip. It's called Freedom, when they in person reenact that 1816 uprising towards freedom indeed. So step back in time and witness the courage of those who dared to dream of freedom, where the brave stood against the brutalities of slavery and fought for justice. So in this season of emancipation, we want to encourage you to be there at Golden Grove Plantation in St. Philip for that live reenactment. It's absolutely free. It's a limited number of people though, however, so you need to go early indeed. And then there's a room that walks you through history, through pictures and other forms of engagement. So we want to encourage you on the 14th to be able to do so. Now, coming up to DAY, we meet the Dover Basketball Academy. That basketball academy is made up of women. You better believe it. And they're preparing to head off to Antigua for a tournament very, very soon. And so we want to meet them and hear how they're preparing for that upcoming tournament today. Also, Tia Brown, she'll be representing Barbados in the upcoming Miss Caribbean Universe pageant. But do you know Tia? Well, you'll get to meet Tia Brown this morning. You'll get to hear more about that journey thus far to being the one to represent Barbados and what the pageant means as we prepare to all support her ride through to winning indeed. And speaking of winning, our friend Dawn Aline will come by, Dawn Lovell will come by today to talk a little bit more about creating a vision that really sets you for success now, at home and in your workplace as well. But let's get started this morning by turning our attention to preparing the children for the Common Entrance exam. Yes, don't get scared folks, don't get scared children as well, because this is a critical point in time for you, isn't it? And I think you already know that. And we're joined of course by educator Margaret Grant, who has tirelessly over the years been supporting the efforts and the preparation in her different forms indeed. And so, Margaret, morning. You seem so far from me this morning. You're good?
I'm good, pretty much.
Good to see you. Had a wonderful weekend?
Great, thank you.
Good. Common Entrance exam is coming up, Margaret. And I know because my godson will be doing it.
Okay.
And so he reminded us very proudly yesterday. I was like, oh boy, you could say this, May 6th is when the exam is going to be held. And so over the Easter weekend, a lot of times parents say, get in the books, get cracking, and the pressure is on. So how do we help to ease that pressure somewhat for children and for parents as well as they prepare for the 11th class?
You're right, okay. I think one of the first things they can do is to look and see where the child has been achieving and compliment them for the achievements.
As in verbal compliments?
Yeah, verbal as well as tangible. And if they have gotten reports from school in the last term, look at those reports and I'm sure they can see some measurable steps in which the child has improved in one way or another.
I like what you're saying because oftentimes we look for the deficits.
Correct.
But you're saying look for those measurable steps of improvement.
Correct.
And compliment the child. What does that do when we do that?
Okay, when you do that, you're actually helping the child to build confidence. Helping that child to build trust in you as well, that you are noticing what is happening with them, that you are showing interest in them and that you're giving them the support. Children who get parental support do well. And I have a saying that parental support is the oxygen that children need to survive, to thrive in school, to thrive in life. And I have noticed that even in school, children, you can always tell those children who have parental support. And this is not financial only, but that emotional and moral support that is needed on a daily basis and not just talked about, but demonstrated. And
you're right, because a lot of times that's all children need, you know. They need to know that the adult in the house supports them and value them. And so this is all part of a regular activity generally for living. But here it is, particularly at this time of the exam, to help calm their nerves somewhat, show them your level of support. That's absolutely critical. And so with that, how do we demonstrate it? You said in words, but how else can we demonstrate the support? Sitting with them?
Sitting with them, okay, they may have, obviously, you know, they're going to have tons of work to do. Some of them may have to go to lessons. And, okay, as they rise on mornings, make sure that the atmosphere is calming, yes? And you're actually providing that environment for them to thrive in. You know that it will be nervous. There is some nervousness about it. There is some anxiety about it. Parents will be nervous, children will be nervous. And the thing is, at school, when you look at it, the child is the common denominator here. At school, the teachers will be pushing them. When they come home, the parents will be pushing them, and therefore the child is boxed in right there. So we have to consider that. What is this child really feeling? what is this child really thinking? How are my actions, how are my words affecting this child? Are they helping or are they hindering this child? Okay? So when the child gets up one morning, of course, I will hope that they say prayers and give God thanks for helping them to see another day. And then the parents can offer some positive affirmations or some positive reinforcements that can be said. And you can look back at what happened the day before. You can just applaud them for the effort, not necessarily for the grade. I think many times parents focus on the grade. You only gain 66%. You should be getting 99 by now.
Yes.
Turn that upside down. You should gain 99 by now.
Yes.
What have you done? You have crushed that child's spirit because that child might have worked so hard to get that 66. So rather than, come down on them that hard, let's look and see where you have been. So you start the day not with, you overwhelming them, but you start the day, you welcome them into the day, and you look at what they have done the day before, maybe the term before, the month before, and you applaud the effort. You've been working really hard. I notice you've been working really hard. It will pay off. Instead of, you better try and bring some top scores in here. Two completely different effects.
I want to help the parent effect listening. Because oftentimes the child shows that either they're struggling or I've got it. You don't have to repeat it ever so often. And the parent doesn't hear. So how do we get the parent, from your experience as a counselor, to help to hear when the child says, enough now, I need a break?
Sometimes too, parents get misled by what they see. I don't see you doing any work.
Correct. I've been that road many times over.
And the child might say, but I did my work. And then the child might come home with a fantastic report, or the teacher might be able to laud this child with great praise and effort. And the parent, but I don't see them doing any work. Their children taking work differently in different ways. And I think what the parent needs to do though is to spend some time with the child. Sometimes in those kind of cases that you mentioned just now, sometimes those parents have some expectations beyond what they are actually sowing. They want this big, great harvest, but they haven't even put in any seed in the ground yet. You understand? So the thing is, or they've put in the seed, but they have not watered it. They have not nurtured it. So sometimes you might find that parents expect these grandiose results, but they have not done anything to support that child. So what I'm saying is you make sure now that there's an environment at home that supports learning, because the child has to do some work at home. No matter how many lessons they go to, work has to be done at home. That child has to spend some time trying to understand the concepts, trying to make sure that they practice the concepts and really work things through. And we don't want children to be just being coached for an exam. We want them to be able to understand the concepts. So one, make sure that the area, there's a study area, and make sure the place is
conducive to
learning. No, a lot of noise and a lot of distractions. If you have to take away the devices for a while, by now the child should understand that the device is a toy and it's also a tool. Now you want it to be used as a tool, and later on when the work is done, it will be used as a toy. So you have that environment that is, and I hope you understand where I'm going, because the parent has set the tone for the day. They have applauded the efforts of the child. And now you're making sure now that there's this room set up, a space necessarily, and it's conducive to learning, conducive to focusing, conducive, no distractions whatsoever. And then you're going to make sure now that the child is eating healthy. There's no point doing all of that, sending the child to 1,000 lessons, and you're not feeding the child properly. Okay, so make sure that they're getting a proper breakfast.
You're quite right. And lunch as well to support them as they go, because you need to feed the brain.
The brain has to be fueled.
And properly fueled.
Correct.
And so, oftentimes the child knows its own competence. It knows where it's weak and it knows where it's strong. But parents have a different expectation. And parents also reinforce that expectation by saying, your brother went to, your sister did.
Correct.
What about you? Because if you let me down, you destroy the family, almost, so to speak. And that's added pressure on the child. So let's talk a little bit about that. How do we with our own expectations, balance our own expectations with those of the child.
Right, because again, you need to know your child. If you don't know your child, you will speak all sorts of things
Yes.
and affect the child negatively. So one, sometimes some parents say, okay, you know, this family has a tradition that everybody has gone to this particular school. You can't afford to break that tradition. And that is where now that's added pressure. But, you know, understand the child. Where is the child having difficulty? Where are the child's strengths? Because everybody has different strengths and interests, okay? So understand where the child, and I would like parents maybe to make a list, get the child to make a list of all the areas that they're struggling with right now. It's almost a month away. Make a list of those struggling areas and create a strategy where maybe each day you can work on one of those. Some challenges might be really out to sea, and some might just need a little working on. I would also suggest that if there's a child, there got to be a child in the neighborhood, in the church, in the school, in the classroom, who is doing well. Peer tutoring works like magic. And I think that if parents can just even join up, and if you know your child is doing really well and the other child is not, and there's a child who is struggling, well, then you can actually help that child. Get your child who is doing well, help that child. It could be a virtual setting, or it could be a face-to-face setting.
And you're right. You know, I can hear a parent at home say, but you are a teacher, you're an educator, so you know how to plan the setting so that the child is given the best opportunity to do so. But I'm not.
Yeah.
And so what do you say to a parent who holds of you?
Ask for help. Ask for help. They can call me and talk to me. Seriously.
Yes.
And I would actually give them some guidance.
Because it's so important. This is, and I'm not trying to make it sound as if it's the worst time of life, but it's a wonderful opportunity for children, and they know, because they've seen the stories, they've heard the stories being told about what the 11 plus means, so they naturally have built-in nerves.
Yes.
And so as parents and caretakers, we have to, part of our responsibility is to help diminish those nerves by calming the child enough, but reminding them of some critical things, which is revise, relook your work once you've finished it, because sometimes you want to rush to the end and figure, I've done. Just take the time to go back over it and see where your shortfalls may have been, and you can adjust your answers. So not to worry about those kinds of things, but most of all, practice your comprehension.
Correct. And the thing about it is that comprehension can be done in so many different ways. It doesn't have to be on paper. A parent can do comprehension with a child.
Yes.
You know, news item has come over, ask the child some questions.
And see where
what's the main point there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all around us.
You are so right,
yes,
Margaret. I'm so in agreement with you. So May 6th, that's the date, is the day of the 11 plus exam. But you can do so much now, parents, to get your child ready and comfortable to sit that exam, because it's just a snapshot in time. It does not mean the end of the world.
True.
But I know you want the best for your child, and we understand that. But in understanding that, sometimes you go a little too far. And we want you to just come to the edge and stop, because your child needs you right now to show your full support. So as Margaret Grant would have said, understand where the shortfalls are and work on those little bits indeed, but praise your child for the effort that they've already put into it, because they've come this far. And they've come this far because they're good enough to come this far. So praise them every morning, feed them well, get them ready, and get ready for the 11 plus. It's as simple as that. Quickly, your number if they want to call you now.
250-1960.
250-1960. 250-1960. That's the number to call Margaret Guy. Make her busy today. Cause her not to have a vacation at all. But 250-1960. Call Margaret and let Margaret help you find those strategies to help your child as well, because you too might be struggling. Thank you, Margaret Grant.
You are welcome.
Thank
you.
You're welcome. Morning Barbados takes a break here. We'll be back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Jesus Christ loves you, and greater love hath no man. Because of his love, he opens the way. He opens eyes, ears, and minds. Open your heart and experience General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and feel his love. Greater love.
All right, we are 22 minutes after 6 o'clock here this Monday morning, the 7th of April. It's World Health Day, and so we want you to remember always to pay close attention to your health, because a healthy start really portends of a very positive future indeed. So as you do so, remember, keep that top of mind today, World Health Day. Drink your water, mind your business, as some people would say. And also remember the little ones as they get ready for the 11 plus as well. Your encouragement is so critical. Your encouragement, again, is so critical, but it's how you do it. Don't put the pressure on the child. Just compliment them for all that they've been able to achieve, the steps that they have made and the gains that they have made as well, because that builds their confidence. And then once they know that mommy, daddy, uncle, aunt, and the family supports them, they shall do well. So your mind is a whole lot at ease at that particular point in time. Now, coming up on the 8th of April, the St. Joseph are having their UWI standpipe stories. That's at St. Joseph Primary. It starts at 6 in the evening. Kieran Oliver, thank you so much for joining in. Marlene Watkins, Messiah, good morning to you as well. She says hello to everyone across the pond. Back at you across the little pond. Deborah Sinclair Martin, good morning to you as well. She says good morning to Vereen and wishes you a lovely today as well. So, folks, there's a lot to do. There's a lot more to think about. Have a vision. We'll talk a little bit more about that with Dawn Lovell when she joins us indeed, because we want to hear, how do we create that vision? How do we create that vision mindset as well? And how do we make our dreams become a reality? That's absolutely critical to our development as a people and as a self, and maybe as an organization as well. How do we create a vision? And I've heard this whole concept of vision board. Do you know what that is? Perhaps Dawn can help us understand what that is. What's this vision board? When we set ourselves a thing in front of us that we can see, then we know exactly where we're going. But talking about seeing where we can go, can I go now to Courts Optical? All right, so just talk a little bit more, Pearson. Still to come, we'll be meeting the Dover Women's Academy. They're heading off to Antigua in just a little while for an upcoming basketball tournament. I can't wait to talk to them a little bit about what that means. But today also, we'll be meeting some of those who are preparing for the Roger Boys Classic. That's coming up too, and so we want to hear how they're preparing for that Classic and how the body is shaping up, because it's going to be a ding-dong competition, no doubt, not just with locals, but from some across the region as well. As you know, it is one of those outstanding tournaments that many of you look forward to being at, and so we can't wait to hear from them, the organizers, about how that is unfolding and what it would mean for everyone to be there, to be a part of that tournament as well. I think we're ready. We're 25 minutes now after 6 o'clock as we turn our attention. I'm looking at you, Courts Optical. Good morning to you indeed, and hello to you. Let me get the names right.
Good morning.
Cool. I know you, Nadia. Nadia Branker. Her name indeed.
Good
so
morning.
Nadia, it's good to see you as always.
Always good to see you.
Yes, and Ambika Gukul.
How are you, Pearson?
I'm
Good
well
morning.
today. How do you do?
I'm good, I'm good.
And you're the optometrist.
Yes, I am.
That is just a talker.
She is.
Right? All right. But I want to look at optometry for just a moment, because
Sure.
a lot of times we are losing our sight, losing sight of a lot of things because we've not paid attention to our eyes.
That's true.
And you pick that up.
Yes, of course.
So why is it important to have our eyes checked?
For adults, you know, you're getting older, things are changing in our bodies. The eyes change the same way. I always explain this to all my patients. As you cross a certain age, the eye muscle is going to get weaker, and this is why certain things at near we cannot see. So, you know, we had to push that a little way.
When you start doing like this with the phone.
She's talking about me or this.
Yes, so we have
you're
that,
right.
correct. And then we all, around that age also is when a lot of medical conditions comes in, such as diabetes. And one of the main things that I always explain to my patients is you must always try your best to control your blood sugar. Or if you know you have a history of it, always try to get it tested, because it has an impact with the vision. So like anytime the blood sugar is high, it could cause the vision to fluctuate. And 1 minute you can see very clear from your glasses, and then the next minute you can't.
And as it's World Health Day, as you
Correct.
mentioned,
Yeah.
you know, we were talking about healthy beginnings and hopeful futures and taking care of your body. You told the young kids, you know, eat well, you know, drink your water and mind your business. And also, people always forget your eyes and how important it is to get your eyes checked, as Ambika was saying.
Until you realize that somehow everything is blurry.
Yes.
And we can't quite
And we
see
don't
the way
want
we
life
to.
blurry.
I surely don't.
No.
I
Especially
surely
for
No.
the kids, because the kids,
Yes.
they're not sure what is clear vision for them unless they actually come into us and they put on their first pair of glasses and they see the world in a completely different way.
And I'm glad you gone the event there, because oftentimes we think failing vision is for the older people.
Yeah.
But sometimes then we don't realize that children also have, and
Correct.
could be born with,
Yeah.
diminished capacity to see. And so you do diagnosis tests
Yes,
at
we do.
Course Optical.
Yes.
And I guess from those tests, based on the results, you can help me find the right way to brighten my vision.
Correct. Yeah,
And
we
we were
can.
listening to Miss Grant. We know 11 plus is coming up. We want to arm our kids. And one of those ways, if you're not sure, you go to Courts Optical. We have 3 locations you can go to in Bridgetown, Welches, and Sheraton, and get those kids, get their eyes checked. So we, so when they go into that exam, they're
They're ready.
empowered. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're ready.
You're quite right. You're quite right. And I keep telling my story. I did not know my vision was going until the day I realized others were seeing things I could not.
Exactly.
And I thought, my
And
goodness.
and for me, when I turned 40, normally my eyes are good. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And I went, of course, to them. And I was like, and when when you put on the glasses, you're like,
Glasses, yeah.
wow.
This is what I was
can
missing.
see. Yes, this is
Yeah.
what I was missing.
It really is shocking.
Yes.
And so, are you running tests all week long, all month long? How is it for all day long?
All right, so what we have our promotion, we have our Glam promotion, and our Glam promotion,
love
we
that.
have, it's Glam, feeling good, because also, wearing glasses, frames is about style as well. Function for sure, but style as well. So we have our Glam promotion running right now, and this is for the entire month. Of course, we know we're celebrating World Health Day today, but we're having Glam promotion all month. New arrivals, Kate Spade, Carolina Herrera, Tommy Hilfiger, and of course, we have 60% off select frames right now in store. So you can come to Courts Optical at Bridgetown, Courts Optical in Sheraton, and of course our new addition. Yes, our baby, but it's very big.
Yes, it
Our
is.
big baby, Courts Optical Welches. And if you haven't visited us at Welches, come up. You said come up or go down, whichever.
Come, just come.
Just come. Yes.
And so there's a 60% off certain
Yes.
frames, but you get the brands that you're accustomed to. A lot of women I find go for a look.
Yeah.
They tend to do.
Yes.
Sorry. Didn't mean to say
Yes.
I don't-
It is true.
They go for a particular
Yeah.
look, but you ladies are also very smart. You change your frames as you go. So there's a look
Correct.
for the night, a
So
look
we
for
want-
the
Yes.
day, a look for casual, serious, and so.
So function, style, we know it's important. You want to get your eyes checked.
Yeah.
We talked about we
Yeah.
talked about NCDs in Barbados,
Yeah.
and we kind of stress.
That
We kind of stress that, right?
Yes.
Don't wait until it's a major problem. This should be part of your yearly check.
correct.
And I love, and I keep repeating the theme that we have for World Health Day, because it's healthy beginnings, hopeful futures.
Yes.
And that's what we want for our young kids. And of course, we have an aging population. So we're telling our not only our customers but Barbadians, get your eyes checked. I remember a friend told me yesterday, she went to. She got her eyes checked, and they actually said it was like kind of grease in her eyes, and we don't realize it is an entire, check your entire body. So at Courts Optical, we give you that opportunity. There's one close to you for sure, as I said,
sure.
Bridgetown, Sheraton, and at Welches.
Dublin.
Yes, and right now, get our Glam promotion. We have new arrivals plus 60% off select frames.
Folks, it's right there on your screen. Look at that. That's
Mine
a
looks
glamorous
good, right?
elevate your style. And once you're there, you can book an appointment because,
Yes.
you don't want to be thrown to the point where
Correct.
it's overwhelming.
Yes.
So appointments can be booked to come see you.
Yes,
Yes.
courtsoptical.com as well. Walk-ins are welcome. And of course, Bridgetown, you can call us at Bridgetown, Welches, or at Sheraton. And Welches, let me see if I can remember the baby, 622-1712. And at Sheraton, 622-1751.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And
All
of
the
course,
information-
Bridgetown, okay, forget Bridgetown. Don't forget the 01
431-6850 extension 2300. It's all on your. Can you see it, folks? That's important. Take a look quickly and see it. Indeed, that's where you call or go to get to your appointments to check your eyes. You need to know the state of your eyes, and some days it's not that bad. Sometimes it's that bad, and so because it's that bad, Courts has the right eyewear for you indeed to fit your face, to fit your features, to fit your how glamorous you want to be. There's the glam specialist on. All of that is happening at Courts Optical, nowhere else. Courts Optical each of their locations. Bridgetown in the Superstore, Sheraton Mall in the mall, and of course the W Plaza, which is amazing indeed. So
It
you're going to
is.
come, but book your appointment, see any one of the optometrists, and they can help you understand what's happening with your eye. How long is an appointment for generally when you're checking?
Normally it takes around 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, that's
for
no time.
bookings,
That's not
yeah,
long.
That's no
not
time.
long, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For your own health.
For your hopeful futures.
Yes.
Indeed.
And that's why we do encourage, especially kids, we offer free eye tests from the age of 5 years to 15
5 to
years.
15 feet?
Yes, please, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I have some bunches in between there, so that's good. So I can really
Yeah.
get it all for free.
Yes.
Because that's where the age, especially their vision, changes quite a lot, yeah.
Between 5 and 16?
So every year, as they get older and they're also changing, their body is also changing, their eyes are also changing as well. And you know, that's also the time where they love to use the tablets and the phones.
Yes.
Nadia would know.
Yes.
She has two rambunctious boys.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
And that's why it's
So-
important because I mean we're in that era. Everybody's using a phone, they're using the tablets. You know, it's very important, especially now, to get those eyes checked.
Yeah, I don't think we can underscore enough that this is absolutely important for us, for your own
Yeah.
good. It's really for your good and for your child's good as well. And for
Yeah.
the whole family, really. Make it a family occasion. Because oftentimes, mommy goes, she takes along the child with her, they know, but there's another member of the household who doesn't know. And you want everyone to know the state of their eye's health. And so a visit to the optometrist at Courts Optical is absolutely critical. Make an appointment or you can give them a call. The information is on your screen. Don't miss this opportunity because for those 5 to 16 years old, it's free. Absolutely free. For everyone else, there's a slight cost, but it's slight because the future becomes far more bright and the future for you becomes a lot more hopeful. So grab it now, get it now. Remember, there's a 60% off select frames, but you can get those glamorous frames as well. They are going to be spectacular indeed when you
I
come
like
on
that.
in.
Spectacular. I saw that.
Can you imagine? You're seeing the world through Technicolor right now. I bet you can't tell me what color the girls are wearing. Got you right. That means your eyes need to be checked. So step into the light with clarity. Sunfast lenses. That's part of the whole promotion as well. So folks,
Yes.
book an appointment. Go online to courtsoptical.com. And when you do, book your appointment and see what's going on with your eyes. Get to
Yeah.
know. I'm so much happier knowing
Yeah.
what's happening with my eyes.
Yeah.
Now we can actually drive, we can walk, we can read, we can do
And
things.
let's read again.
Yeah.
Yes, let's get a
Exactly.
book again. Let's
That's right.
read and read it, you know, it's
confidence,
easier with
because you can see.
confidence. Yes, it makes
I
a
can
difference
see.
to your life.
And so do it today, do
and
it
we have
today.
great staff, professional, you know, our professional optoms. You can come in. If you know some people are uncomfortable, you know, people have that fear. It's nothing scary. Come in, talk to us. Yeah, you know, it's a beautiful treatment because
Yeah.
you're doing it for you. It's healthy beginnings, hopeful futures, and that is what we want for our Barbadians. We know 11 plus is May the 6th, and for our young kids, as she said, you know, just ease on them, you know,
Yes, yes.
you know,
Just
let
ease
them
on.
know, you know, you're doing a good job.
Yes.
And of course, Optical, we want to also, of course, say, y'all can do it. You know, you're going to get your eyes checked, you can see better, and you have a bright future.
Indeed. And
Yes.
you get those glam frames. I'm telling you, I can't wait for you to get those
I don't
glam
have mine on today.
but it's possible. All of this is possible from
Yeah.
Courts Optical indeed with 3 locations: Bridgetown Superstore, Sheraton Mall, and W Plaza. You've seen us there, so you know
I
exactly
love how
where
you
we're
say
talking
that.
about.
Very
Yes.
excited.
Yes.
W
You-
Plaza.
Because it is a beautiful space. I know,
We have
but it's
Wi-Fi
really, really
there
fantastic.
as well. Yeah, you can come in, get a coffee, relax, look around. Yeah, it's an experience.
It is truly an
Yes,
experience.
it is an
indeed.
experience.
But call Miss Go Cool today and let her check your eyes for
Yes.
you. It's a painless experience.
Yeah.
It's a short experience as well, but it gives you a lifetime of vision and clarity. Check your eyes today, folks. Check your eyes today through Courts Optical. And when you're looking for the right spectacles, Courts Optical. Remember the Glam?
Yeah.
Glam offer is on, the Glam special is on, so get it today.
Feel
Don't
good
miss
about
it.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yes.
feel sweet,
Feel
man,
good.
real
Feel sweet. Remain, feel sweet.
Correct. There you go. Miss Coco, thank you. Nadia, thank you as well. I really hope that you're so busy you can't begin to imagine. and I hope that is a good thing as well.
Yes.
Wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pierce.
You're welcome. We're taking a break. We're back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hi, I'm Fire Officer 29530, First Vice President of the Barbados Fire Service Sports and Social Club.
Hi, I'm Fire Officer Holligan, Secretary of the Barbados Fire Service Sports and Social Club. The Barbados Fire Service is celebrating 70 years. Come celebrate with us. The club, we are hosting football, cricket, and road tennis. Hope to see you there.
Did you know that there is an acronym called PASS, which makes it very easy to use a fire extinguisher? P, which stands for pull the pin. A, which means aim at the base of the fire. S, squeeze the trigger. And another S, which means sweep from left to right. This allows you to effectively extinguish a fire.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We are 22 minutes now to go to the hour of 7 o'clock, as I'm so happy this morning to be joined yet again by my good friend, who is a training and development specialist, Dawn Lovell. Look how I've introduced you as my good friend.
Thank you,
few encounters.
I feel honored to be introduced as your good friend.
Yeah, because I learn so much from you. I love engaging with
Really?
you. Yes, I do. On these subject matters that really interest me, and I know it interests a lot of our viewers as well. And so today we want to look at what is a vision and why we should all have a vision. Is that fair?
Yes.
So what is a vision?
Oh, I'm having good vision right now. You notice my glam?
Her glam.
Wow, a vision. You know, I want to start by saying this really great quote that I heard from a lady called Helen Keller. And she said, she was blind. And she said, the worst thing than being blind is having sight and no vision. That's profound in itself. That's profound.
Yes.
So that tells you your vision is not necessarily what you see in the natural. So a vision is a mental picture of a hopeful future, something that you would want to achieve. It's not manifested here right now that you can see it, touch it physically, but there's this hope and a mental picture that you have. And that's what a vision really is. You know, when we were young, Pearson, you were at school, I don't know about you, if you were a daydreamer, but you were,
I'm listening.
we would sit and we would probably dream about something, where we wanted to be, what we wanted to do. We were an astronaut, we were a teacher, we were a fireman. That's the vision.
Dawn, I am doing what I've always wanted to do because I saw myself doing it from being quite young. And so for me, it was don't lose sight. And yes, while my first job was not this, it brought me back to this. And you're quite right. Having that thing that you can't quite touch yet, but you know that's part of your destination, or part of the journey that you need to achieve.
Yes.
But for a lot of us, sometimes your vision could be blurred. You know, you have this concept of what it is that you really want to achieve, but the outcome is not quite as satisfactory.
No, and that's because so many other things impact our vision. So the environment we came up in, you know, how life happened, the atmosphere we're in, the friends the people we connect to, along the path of life, what happens is, and I always say, just to be a child again. Because that thing that you saw back then, I am sure, as you said, you went off track a little bit, you know, it was a little blurry here and there, but there was something in your spirit that said, I am going to be that personality on TV. There's something that drew you to that. And that's the important part, to know who you are and to connect with that part of your being that God created you to be. Life will take different paths. The unfortunate thing is that many times we let other people's visions become our vision. And we lose track of what it is that we really wanted to do and what it is that we were born for. And that's the important thing, not to lose track of that.
How do we align vision with purpose? I asked that deliberately. Let me see what your answer is before I share
Well,
mine.
here's the thing, kids, you know, there's this big conversation about what is my purpose? God put something in you, and that thing is what you are. What happens a lot with people, if I can go back a bit, is that we come through life and we see all of these different things, different people, different situations, and it blurs our vision, but there's a connectivity. Your purpose is connected to who you are. And if you don't know who you are, that's where another problem comes. You have to sit with yourself, know who you are. You remember those visions you had when you were young. That's who you are. That's your purpose. You were not meant to be a track runner. Did you run track, Paris?
I did, but
you're
quite right on that score too. I was not meant to be a track runner.
I mean, Usain Bolt and people like that.
That's
you know,
not me.
there's
Yes.
a pinnacle. Right now, you are in your element, just ordainedly and divinely so, because you do this so well.
Thank you.
That's how you start to know, this is who I am. There's something that draws you. It's a calling, and it calls you. So no matter where you go on that path, you always find yourself going back
Right.
to that thing.
So understanding the purpose, is that part of me determining what the vision should look like?
Yes. And the thing is about purposes, you know, purpose can seem so general, and it's not a light bulb moment.
That's right.
That's the thing, Pearson. Many people think, well, I'm going to discover my purpose. Oh, wow, when the lights went on. No, it's an unpeeling of the layers.
Yes.
And as you unpeel those layers, as you connect to yourself individually in this space where you know that the divine, God meets you, then you start to see those layers being peeled off of you. And you start to, because there are different levels to your purpose as well. So you started out, but you didn't necessarily start out here. You know, at this space, there were other things that you were doing that brought you to this level.
For me, there's always a baseline.
Yes.
On which you build on, and you can go different routes, but your base is still your base.
Yes.
For me, it is. I've only wanted to do things that. Let me watch my words very carefully. I was going to say that please people, but it's not necessarily to be a pleaser of people, if you understand me.
Yes.
Anything that allows me to interact with you and leave you better than when I first met you is all that matters to me. That is all. That's what motivates me day by day, minute by minute, from then till now. And so I could have been the checkout boy.
Yes.
I could have been whatever else. It mattered not what that job is called. It is, what did I do to make you feel better today? And so I think for a lot of people, in plotting their vision, they need to understand who you are at the core of who you are. You're quite right. When you sit in that quiet moment, what is it that made you feel satisfied today?
Yeah.
And if it is, and don't call it the job. I think you should avoid labeling it in that kind of way.
Correct.
But what is it to your spirit that made you very, very happy and comfortable today?
Yes, and you know what as well, Pearson, you said something again that was really profound. You see, sitting with yourself and knowing who you are, that was your core value. Your core value is you want to bring happiness, you want to add value to others, but also identifying your giftings, because everybody doesn't speak like you.
That's right.
So you have to know that there's a gift I have of speech. And some people look at these things so trivially, but really and truly, they are what differentiate you and make you that unique being that you are. So it's being able to put these pieces of the puzzle together, seeing that vision, putting the pieces together, and then being able to, as you said, visualize that. And you spoke about vision boards, and that's another thing. I always encourage people, take a piece of paper and sit down and just write. Just write. Don't try to have it perfect. Just write. And what's inside of you is going to come out. You know, Pearson, they always say you're not going to squeeze an orange and get apple juice.
Correct.
What comes out of you is what's in you. And then you put that now on something in a visual way that you can see it. And it starts to become clear. It defines your path.
Don, you and I are walking the same walk. I'm using myself as an example because I want people to see how real it can possibly be.
Yes.
I tend to write everything down. As I think it, I write it. And one of my thinkings always is, if I can think it, it is possible. It is possible. It's just how do I do it?
Yes.
But it is possible. So I would jot down thoughts. And you're right. As you pour those thoughts out on paper, then suddenly the ordering of it shows up. It just shows up naturally. And I often say to people, don't try to work it out in your head.
No.
Because you're not going to get the clarity that you're looking for. Write it down. And in writing it down, you see what is point 1, point 2, point 3, and it lines up beautifully.
Yes.
Is that helpful to people?
It is very helpful. You know, they have something called making SMART goals, which is a way, a strategy of how to achieve that vision. So, you know, you put those things on paper. What is it that I want to achieve? Where am I going? How do I get there?
Yes.
And you start to write those things down. Now, also, you need to remember that this is you and not what somebody else thinks that you should be doing. And that's why you need to be very quiet and take time to really introspect. But having that there, things start to become clearer. You start to know what you need to do, where you need to go, who you need to go with. All of that will start to determine this picture of your life for you that you want to accomplish.
That is so true. And it's that simple. I mean, for a lot, I don't want to trivialize it, but it is that simple. And a vision doesn't have to be this grandiose thing. It is as simple as who you are.
Yes.
And what you want to achieve because of who you are.
Yes.
And that's your vision. And just follow it. It's like a bright light coming at you, and you know that light is not going to blind you. That light will just simply guide you.
Correct.
And that's all. Just acknowledge it and do it.
Yes. It draws you. It draws you.
You see, we want to spend more time with you. This is so unfair. This is so unfair. But as always, it's so wonderful interacting with you.
It is.
And I really hope that many of you watching today got a lot from this, because oftentimes you find yourself wandering through life and feel as though you're rudderless and nothing makes sense. Maybe you need to stop and look at what your purpose is. Maybe you need to look and see what your vision tells you about who you are. And that makes a big difference indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dawn.
You're very welcome.
Come back so
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure indeed, indeed. Dawn Lovell, glamming indeed with us this morning indeed. That's our vision for all of us as well, to be equally glamorous but purposeful in how we live, with a sense of what our accomplishments are and will be in the future as well. So just know what you want to be. Simple. We're coming back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
You are now watching the best of Crosstalk.
And I asked my father, Daddy, what kind of parent do you think I'll be? And he just laughed and he said, Justin, you're not going to know what kind of parent you're going to be until you get children. My official title is aircraft maintenance engineer. So that is just a really fancy title for the guy that keeps your aircraft on the ground delayed and you're probably cursing in the cabin while he tries to fix your plane. I always tell people, the old people are saying, it's better to be born lucky than rich, yeah? And I have been the prime example of that. I've never had much, but I've always been lucky, yeah?
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely, and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's now 10 minutes to go to the hour of 7 o'clock. You know there's a song that goes, we're playing basketball. Y'all, maybe these are too young to know that song anymore. So you know it, right? You see, the coach and captains are here with me this morning from the Dover Basketball Academy. Good morning to you, Michael Field.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
Good to have you indeed.
Yeah, nice, pleasure to be here.
And you brought along with you McKenna Clark, who is the captain, and her co-captain is Marisol Elcock. Ladies, good morning as well.
Morning.
This is basketball for women that you do.
Yes.
Why did you form the Dover Basketball Academy?
Since I returned back to Barbados, I realized there was no basketball for girls in this country, probably years ago. But of recent, last couple of years, there's none. There's nothing. The girls only get to play school league basketball. So I ran some sessions at Dover, and I started getting an influx of girls. And I thought, no, going forward, it'd be great to give them an opportunity to play at a different level other than school league. And it seemed to be coming together pretty well.
But you don't cater to all ages. What ages do you cater to?
We go from probably 14 to 18 at that stage.
And that's a core area there, you think, for girls?
I think it's great for development at that core.
Why?
Okay, one, we've got, for the younger kids, development from say 14 or even from 13 and up is great for skill work, fundamentals, stuff like that. When they reach ages like 15, 16, 17, they're now in high school. They're thinking about their exams and stuff. And I'm trying now to develop a situation where we can do scholarships. And I've had the opportunity before to have done that. I've had one girl left Barbados on a scholarship already.
Oh,
So,
that's great.
yeah. So
Since you started, what kinds of successes have you seen? One girl has gone off to scholarship.
and 4 boys.
And 4 boys?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. And so, in competition already, are they?
Overseas?
Locally?
Locally, the girls get an opportunity to play in a league right now where they're giving like 1 girl per team against the boys. Because like I said, there's no women's basketball. And I think it's good for them at some stage where they get the competition, because they don't have it otherwise.
Right, we're going to talk about the upcoming competition overseas in just a bit.
Yeah.
But McKenna, you are the captain. So talk to me about your decision to play basketball.
When I first started playing basketball, it was kind of like, you know, I just played it for playing it, hobby's sake. But as a few years progressed, I've really started to enjoy the sport. I've found my position on the court, how I can be a good asset on the court. I've really started to enjoy actually playing it, you know. And playing with Coach Mike, you know, having these different opportunities for girls has really just shown me what basketball can give you. So I'm really excited to see where it takes us, really excited to see how we can develop from here.
What is your position on the court? You said having found your position on the court. What is that position?
I play point guard.
Forgive me. What does that mean?
So I kind of bring the ball down the court, set up the plays.
Oh, and pass it to someone else to make the ball.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? That you have to do all that work, someone else gets the points.
I don't feel angry about it. I honestly like to lead. I like to, you know, he will give us the plays and I like to execute them. I like to make sure everyone understands. I still get my points, you know, sometimes maybe rebounds or stuff like that, but I don't feel, you know, I enjoy where I am. I really like controlling what's going on the
that
court.
kind of a girl, control. No problem. Marisol, you're the co-pilot now. You have to shape what happens and the strategy as well. How long have you been playing?
I've been playing since 2022.
Oh, just the other day.
Basically.
You're really good?
Yeah, I say. Yeah.
What position do you play?
I play small forward.
What does that mean now?
Well, I'm like basically a shooter and the ball handling as well.
Oh, nice. And so, you know, oftentimes we see women basketball, NBA, and do you watch it?
Sometimes.
Why only sometimes?
When I get the chance to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself playing basketball professionally?
Yeah, sometime down the road I do.
So what do you need to do to get yourself sometime down the road to do?
Train a lot more than I do currently, and just train a lot more.
How do you help McKenna pull the ladies together so that when you're playing against the guys or whatever games you get involved in, so that you become successful?
Well, we have a lot of communication on and off the court to make sure that everyone understands the plays. If McKenna's talking to Coach Mike, I take the girls one side and talk to them, see how they're feeling, and just... Strategy.
Exactly. So, Coach Mike,
yes,
I know it's very soon you'll be taking these young ladies off to compete.
Yes.
When
to
and
Antigua.
where?
To Antigua.
To Antigua.
Yeah, we've have the opportunity through a good friend of mine from Canada. He said that, Mike, you got some girls you're working with, it'd be great to bring them down to Antigua for the tournament. At first, I was a little hesitant because we didn't have the team that we would like to have. But there are parents that work with us that have been so helpful. We managed to get information out there, get girls to come in, train, and now we have a team.
Boy, I like the way you said that so proudly. No, we have a team.
Yeah, we have a team. And I am, realistically, I'm really confident with who I have now, what they can do. I know they can compete. So I believe we can probably go win.
Just probably we will win. We're Barbados after all. You're the Dover Tigers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
See, they're going to win. They're going to eat the ball up.
They're already setting kind of sort of like history, really, because at this age group, we have never had a Barbados team or a team from Barbados go down to play in that tournament.
So who are you playing against?
We're going up against Canada, who brings 2 teams. Antigua will only have one. There's potential for Jamaica and Trinidad. But that haven't been confirmed with them. So, yeah, the competition looks good.
It's looking good, and the team is looking good, as you just said.
Yes.
So, McKenna, how many nights or how many days a week are you ladies coming together for practice?
Well, it really depends. I say at most we do probably 5 days, at least 3. No, the most hardest day is Saturday morning.
Why?
Because it's at 8 a.m. And, you know, I mean, waking up at 8 a.m. is not hard, and that sun is hot, but I know it's going to pay off at the end, and I just try to encourage the girls as much as possible to come out to as much practices as possible, because it really does pay off.
It really does pay off. And so I know you, Marisol, say it the same way as well. It does pay off. Have you had a chance looking at the Canadian team or the Antiguan team to get a sense of how they play and what you're up against?
Yes, please, I have.
And what have you found?
Well, I feel like personally we can win.
Of course.
But we just have a lot more work to put in with the plays and just trying to figure out everyone and their strengths and weaknesses.
And when is the tournament?
It starts on the 13th of April.
That's this coming weekend?
Yes, it is.
So in terms of strategy and everything, do you have enough time to work this out?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes, please.
We
started already, yes.
I like the way you're talking. We started already. And so McKenna and the girls are already all rested and geared up to go, right?
Yes, they are.
All right. And when do you leave?
We leave on Sunday.
On this coming Sunday?
This coming Sunday, yeah.
You're gone, and then you start to how many games are you going to play in the tournament?
The first game is on Monday night. We play about 6 or 7 games, depending. And once we get to the finals, then we will get to the finals.
We will get to the finals. We're going. Yeah. We're going. Tigers. We're going, right?
Yes.
We're going all the way.
How would we know how you guys are progressing?
There will be a link to follow. I think it's coming live also on YouTube. If you follow it, it's called the 19th. It will be the 19th Gillian Brazier.
Oh, Gillian Brazier tournament.
Okay. Yes.
19th of Gillian Brazier tournament on YouTube, so we can follow how the girls and the Tigers are performing. I'm not calling it the Tigers are performing indeed. And so we are excited about this. I wish you well, you and the team, ladies, well. I could feel the winning spirit in you as well. Don't give up as a Tiger. You don't give up. You hold on tightly, okay? Because the gold is yours. Yes. So well done. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You're welcome. These are the Dover Tigers. They're going off to represent Barbados in Antigua against Antigua, Canada, perhaps Jamaica or Trinidad. Well, we can beat them bad. And so we want to be able to celebrate with them as well. So check them out on YouTube, because as told by Mike, they're going to be streaming live so we can follow the progress of the young ladies indeed. So thank you, all the best. Morning Barbados takes a break. We're back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hi, I'm Fire Officer 295 First Vice President of the Barbados Fire Service Sports and Social Club.
Hi, I'm Fire Officer Holligan, Secretary of the Barbados Fire Service Sports and Social Club. The Barbados Fire Service is celebrating 70 years. Come celebrate with us. The club, we are hosting football, cricket, and road tennis. Hope to see you there.
Did you know that there is an acronym called PASS, which makes it very easy to use a fire extinguisher? P, which stands for pull the pin. A, which means aim at the base of the fire. S, squeeze the trigger. And another S, which means sweep from left to right. This allows you to effectively extinguish a fire.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's a minute and a half after 7 o'clock. Let's take a look at news now. As the Barbados Police Service seeks to increase its numbers to be better positioned to carry out its crime-fighting mandate, we're hearing that more women than men are applying for the job. This has been revealed by Minister of Home Affairs and Information Wilfred Abrams. He was speaking at a service to commemorate the 190th anniversary of the Barbados Police Service at the Lord Erskine Sandiford Centre. Where Akeem Plinkett attended that service, he files this report.
Addressing police officers of all ranks in attendance, Minister Abrams says more women are interested in joining the Barbados Police Service. So much so, he says, the number of female applicants now outnumber the male. The minister believes this is a heartening development.
There were almost no female police officers, and we're now at the point, I think, where we have more female applicants than males. That recently we had to break ground on new dorms at the police training center to allow more females to come in, because that is where we're going.
Minister Abrams goes on to praise the lawmen and re-emphasize the point that police need the public's help in solving crime. He urges all Barbadians to play their role in assisting officers.
Intelligence-driven operations require the assistance from all of us. If you're afraid to come out and put your name on it, there are many avenues that you can give information quietly and confidentially that can assist in apprehending people. The police cannot do it alone. We have a responsibility to ourselves. Now, if we filter down, yes, nationally, yes, socially, yes, community level, but we have a responsibility to ourselves to, when we see something, say something, and assist those who put their lives on the line to protect us.
Meanwhile, Police Commissioner Richard Boyce says the service will continue to strive for perfection. He says they will add new tactics and technology to their arsenal of responses to crime.
Throughout the years, we have grown and evolved, not only in structure and numbers, but in philosophy and approach. We have moved from traditional methods of policing to embracing data-driven, intelligence-led strategies. We have invested in training, technology, and partnerships that allow us to be more agile and responsive to the needs of a rapidly changing world. But perhaps most importantly, we have deepened our relationship with the community, for we understand now more than ever that police is not something we do to the public, but something we do with the public.
The Commissioner also announced that the service has recently been re-accredited by the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies. Akeem Plinkett, CBC News.
As some young innovators were celebrated at the weekend, it was suggested that there should be at least one entrepreneur in every household. The recommendation was made during the awards ceremony for this year's Barbados Entrepreneurship Foundation's $20 Challenge. 159 students from 10 secondary schools participated, Rachel Agard reports.
Some of the participants in the Barbados Entrepreneurship Foundation's $20 Challenge have signaled their intention to take their businesses throughout the region. Given their enthusiasm, Minister of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment Charles Griffith has challenged the organizers to track their progress to see how many actually become entrepreneurs. He also wants business people to support upcoming entrepreneurs.
Government is doing what is necessary, I believe, to do exactly that, to celebrate our young people in a meaningful way, because I think if we do that, we're building a cadre of ambassadors for young people. And similar to what obtained at the ministry as far as YES is concerned, I want to suggest that some mentoring should also be put in place as far as my young people are concerned.
BEF's director Keith Miller explains the $20 Challenge is a way to demonstrate the abundance of untapped business talent in Barbados's youth. He says those who complete the challenge will be better prepared than others to either pursue a career as an entrepreneur or other business-related jobs.
Entrepreneurship is exactly the same. You have to do it, you have to feel it, you have to live it. All of our finalists here this evening, for sure, will have experienced the emotional roller coaster ride of trying to start a business and then running the business and trying to keep the business thriving and surviving.
Haley Scott and Robin Frederick of Blue Isle Organic were crowned champions as the 2024-2025 Micro Enterprise of the Year. Scott explains their product is environmentally friendly soy wax candles.
They are made from 100% soy wax, and we are here to share an experience with you as they are very different and unique from any other candle.
Meanwhile, the youngest competitor, Alexandra Stout of Ali's Crochet Craze, says the journey was difficult but very rewarding.
Balancing schoolwork, studying, after-school activities, and still finding time to crochet and prepare for my markets wasn't always easy. There were days I felt like they were just and not enough hours. But I learned that this challenge wasn't just about who could make the most money from $20. It was about stepping outside of what you're used to doing, taking risks, making mistakes, learning from them, and pushing ourselves to keep going, even when things didn't go the way we planned.
Crystal Lee Green of Lee's Hair Care placed second in the competition, while Anya Walcott of the Lucky Dip Lady came third. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
The private sector has partnered with Regathering 2025, offering millions of dollars for the year-long initiative. This was revealed during a church service yesterday at St. Anne's Church, where many Barbadians gathered for an offering of thanksgiving, paying homage to the traditional Pageant Harvest Festival. Again, Rachel Agard reports.
Almost $5 million. That's how much money corporate Barbados has pledged to the We Gathering initiative. The revelation from Minister in the Prime Minister's office with responsibility for culture, Senator Dr. Chantal Monroe Knight.
Yes, we have been able to attract just under $5 million in partnership with the private sector. But interestingly, that partnership is not only, again, monetary. We have partnerships that will help us in every parish build a ramp for the disabled. We have partnerships in every parish that will help us rebuild, repaint our tennis courts, our murals. We will be launching a partnership that will provide scholarships for young people. And we have partnerships that are about making sure that we build sustainability.
1,000 generations. She adds that while the spirit of giving and sacrifice is alive in Barbados, there is need for more to further build communities. In his address, Attorney General and Member of Parliament for St. Joseph Dale Marshall recalls the We Gathering experience ended prematurely 5 years ago due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, he says St. Joseph's turn has come around again, and they intend to show Barbados and the entire world the uniqueness and essence of the parish.
We also ask for blessings and protection for the harvest of the future. And I don't mean, Reverend, to plant yams and breadfruits and meadows. I'm referring to our young men and women. To say that we live in troubled times is not an exaggeration. It's not to suggest that we haven't always lived in troubled times. Different generations experience challenges of one form or another. But the pioneers in this church, this St. Anne's Church, have helped to save and to shape the lives of the many people in the older generation in this community and in the neighboring communities.
Tonight, the Lodge School and the St. Andrew Springer Community Pillars will face off in the National Peace Program Cricket Finals at Grantley Adams Memorial School. And on Tuesday, the University of the West Indies Standpipe Stories comes off at the St. Joseph Primary School. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
To sports now, the region's best junior netball competition, the 21st Jean-Pierre Caribbean Youth Tournament, has begun in Barbados at the Wilde Gym. 6 of the region's best netball nations are involved, including defending champions Barbados, arch-rivals Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia and Dominica. Barbados Baby Gems are actually the 3-time defending champs and are therefore going for the 4-peat. That run at history has begun, as in the opening game, Barbados defeated Antigua 46-7 after leading 11-2 in the first quarter, 22-3 at halftime, 32-4 after 3 quarters. TV8 will air the opening ceremony and the Barbados versus Antigua match, tape delayed tonight at 9:03, and we'll also carry 1-hour highlights nightly at 9:03 p.m. during this tournament week, including all the games involving Barbados. And that's a look at the news right now. We'll have more news coming up at noon right here on CBC TV8. Morning Barbados comes back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Pageant anywhere. Are you a Pageant living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Pageant Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Hi, I'm Fire Officer 295 Turtle, First Vice President of the Barbados Fire Service Sports and Social Club.
Hi, I'm Fire Officer Holligan, Secretary of the Barbados Fire Service Sports and Social Club. The Barbados Fire Service is celebrating 70 years. Come celebrate with us. The club, we are hosting football, cricket, and road tennis. Hope to see you there.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.vb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Did you know that there is an acronym called PASS, which makes it very easy to use a fire extinguisher? P, which stands for pull the pin. A, which means aim at the base of the fire. S, squeeze.
Our world today.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're now 15.5 minutes after 7 o'clock on Morning Barbados this Monday. We're glad to meet Miss Barbados Caribbean Universe Delegate, Tia Brown. Good morning to you, Tia.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
You're absolutely stunning. And congratulations on representing Barbados.
Thank you. I'm very proud to represent Barbados.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. Rico Bradshaw
Hi, good morning,
you're the host.
Yes.
So you're hosting the pageant.
No, I'm not the host.
What do you mean
I'm
by the host then?
Pageant coach.
Oh, coach?
Yes.
Oh, the coach.
Yes.
So you're coaching Miss Brown?
Yes.
All right. So Tia, how did you become Miss Barbados representative at the upcoming Caribbean Universe?
Well, we saw that the competition, it was held last year. We saw it was coming around again this year, so we really wanted to be a part of it because unfortunately we couldn't last year. So I reached out to, the local pageant representatives, and I would have asked around to see how I could represent Barbados, and then I would have got in touch with Rico, coincidentally actually, because he was also looking out for somebody. So that's how I would have been able to come around to this.
What does the pageant require of you to do?
It requires me to be confident enough to represent my island as well as our region and positively showcase all that we have to offer.
There's some people who are watching who are thinking, I've never heard of this pageant. Caribbean Universe, what are you all talking about? And so what do you say to them who don't know what the pageant represents and who perhaps was last year's winner, for instance?
Last year's winner was from the U.S. Virgin Islands, and she would have represented in her hometown, so hopefully this year we would go on as well and win from Barbados. But the pageant is about young women being strong and confident enough, like I said, to represent the Caribbean, the region, and as their islands as well.
Fantastic. So Rico, coaching Tia to get Tia pageant ready, what has that been like?
The journey has been very fulfilling thus far. First of all, my involvement in this particular journey, Tia would have, as mentioned, would have reached out to me, seeing as well that the regional pageant host would have reached out to me last year for us to send a representative to Barbados. So first of all, I first have to thank Tia for reaching out to me.
Because you made it work easier.
Yeah, reaching out to me to give me this opportunity to coach her. But the journey thus far has been rewarding. In terms of getting the opportunity to know Tia as a person. That is very, very, very important in planning the journey and the journey ahead, and then for sure planning activities that supports her platform as an individual as we move forward.
I mean, you can see her poise already, so that made it very, very easy for you to do that,
Correct.
So, but did you know Tia before she called?
Actually, I did. Being in the fashion industry as a designer myself as well, I had the opportunity to see Tia on many runway shows that I would have been involved in as well. So that's when I would have met Tia before.
So you knew what you were working with.
I knew what I'm working with.
So it became very easy now to just fill in the little gaps that you thought were necessary.
Yes. What people don't know, there's a difference between modeling and pageantry. So it's kind of bridging that gap to make her the best candidate possible.
What's the difference?
Pageantry is all about poise and a platform to represent you yourself as an individual. Well, when you look at a model, you're showcasing people's garments and clothing.
You're just the hanger.
Right? So you're just the hanger, exactly. But in pageantry, you have a voice and a platform.
So Tia, what has Rico been doing to you? How often do you get together to work out all of these things that Rico's been talking about?
Thus far, it's been at least once a week. And so far, we have worked on what my platform is, and we're further getting into the platform. So coming up as well on the 13th, we would have a walk in support of Jonathan to bring awareness to, the current climate among the youth.
So that's your platform?
That's one of my platforms, my
so how many platforms are you going to be working on then?
I have a general spectrum. The basis of my platform is securing that we have a conservation of our Caribbean heritage, as well as making sure that our youth, they have a voice and that they are positive enough and confident enough to make their visions come true.
Wonderful. And so this weekend coming, you're having the walk.
Yes.
In honor of Jonathan, the young boy from the Silver Hill area. How do you want Barbados to support you in this naturally?
Yes.
So how can people follow you or walk with you on Sunday?
On our social medias, you would be able to see the flyer and the starting points. It starts at 4:30. It's on Sunday, and they can go to Miss Caribbean Universe Barbados, Miss CU Barbados, or they can go to Miss Tia Brown, and they'll be able to see the flyers from there and anything else that we would be a part of.
Find her on social media, Tia Brown, and you'll find the information, or CU.
Miss CU Barbados.
Miss CU Barbados, and you'll find all the information there. But join from 4:30 in the afternoon, you said, right?
Yes, yes.
And walk in support of her platform, because she'll be walking on that stage in support of you, representing you, Barbados. And so we want Barbados to early o'clock to get involved in Tia's journey. Where is the competition going to be held?
It's being held in St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Okay, because they won last time.
Yes.
Have you ever been to the U.S. Virgin Islands?
I have not, but I'm very excited to go this time.
Really, why?
I've never been to a U.S. Virgin Island or a British Virgin Islands, so it's going to be something different for me to experience a different Caribbean culture as well.
Do you know who are some of the other people from nations that you'll be competing against and what those girls look like?
I'm not sure as yet, but I'm sure we'll find out soon.
In other words, you don't want to see your competition, you just want to stay focused, right?
Yes.
And so, how large is this competition though generally, Rico? Because and from where do they draw delegates?
Well, it is a Caribbean competition, so they draw delegates throughout the region. The competition would have initially started only last year. Yes. Okay. And they had 5 delegates, but then on the night of the show, it only came down to like 3. Right. So it's the first for it, but they expect to grow. A lot of persons have become aware of it now, and they have more Caribbean countries involved in the pageant this year. I don't want to let out the number of countries that will be participating, but once you follow the Instagram page, you'll be able to see and follow.
Okay. When is it?
It's June 10th to the 15th.
June 10th to 15th.
Yes.
In the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yes.
And that's where Tia Brown will be walking for Barbados with her poise. Already you can see her, she's already elegant. She's ready for this. And so there's some little things between now and June. You're still going to be working on your platform and your level of engagement with the community as well. And what segments are in this competition? Do you know?
Yes, for these segments, we have, the usual swimwear and regal wear. But what I really like about this pageant as well, we have a cultural ambassador presentation and personal interviews, so getting to know the person, getting to know their culture and their island as well.
How does that work? You have to interview some cultural ambassadors?
No, we are the cultural ambassadors, and we're going to talk about our island, making people aware of our island.
Okay, well, now Tia, I'm going to put you to the
test.
Tell me about Barbados.
Barbados is a beautiful destination. We have the friendliest people in the Caribbean, in my opinion, I should say. And Barbados has many beautiful beaches. We have our national, we have Rihanna, who is a big ambassador as well for Barbados. And we have I don't want to get political, we have a good governing body where we support our youth, which I am thankful now to see how many people are behind me as well in this competition.
Well done. So I can fly to Barbados now. I know all of this. That's where Rihanna is from, right? So, and that's good. And I'm sure as the weeks go by, you'll be strengthening all of that, making sure you hit all the right points and so forth. Your parents' support. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So my dad, he is very excited for the competition. I told him, I'm going to go down there, I'm going to have fun, I'm going to meet people. He was like, oh, you also go down there and represent. So he's very supportive and on board with the competition.
So Daddy's ready.
Yes.
You're his little baby girl.
Yes.
So he wants his baby girl to do well. And so we want you to do well as well. So we want to fly with you. We hope that we see all the pictures indeed. So again, folks, you're having your walk in support of Jonathan on this coming Sunday.
Yes, please.
You're starting from where? Which point you're starting from?
Milton Lynch Primary School.
The Milton Lynch Primary School?
Yes.
But that's his school?
Yes, that's where he went to school. He also went to school at the law school, my alma mater. So they would have reached out to me in organizing this particular walk. So it's a group of us, along with the Old Scholars Association and the students of the law school as well.
Fantastic. Starting at the Milton Lynch Primary at 4:30 on Sunday, and you're going to be walking some distance.
Hill, Silver Hill, and ending at the hard court where we'll have the candlelight vigil.
Fantastic.
So we encourage people as well to bring a candle as well.
We're white or red.
White or red, walk with your candle in support of Jonathan. It's an initiative put on by Barbados delegate to the Caribbean, the Miss Caribbean Universe Pageant in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Her name is Tia Brown. You can find Miss Tia Brown on social media to get more information. Track her there, or Miss CU Barbados. Indeed, and track her journey, folks. We have a winner right here sitting with us, indeed. Tia Brown, thank you so much. Good to meet you.
Thank you.
All the best with your journey. And keep us informed, all right?
Yes, of course.
And Rico Bradshaw, who's our coach, working with her as well. Thank you. All the best, indeed, both of you.
Thank you.
We're back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Pageant anywhere. Are you a Pageant living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Pageant Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Hi, I'm Fire Officer 295 Turtle, First Vice President of the Barbados Festival.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
27 minutes after 7 o'clock, you've got to give us some time for these folks to settle just a little bit. And we're going to be turning our attention to the ongoing activities for regathering in St. Joseph. And boy, have they started indeed. And I know for sure that they beat the CI's, the Community Independent Secretariat in netball cricket. I know that they've had their church service yesterday. We carried it in the news just moments ago about what happened at that Harvest Festival. I love the fact that they were able to distribute fruits to those in need as well, by people bringing from their produce and their good as well to be able to do so. And right, we all settled? I think we're all settled. Yeah, they tell me so. We're all settled indeed. Good morning to you again.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. You've had quite a weekend, girl.
I have. Yes, please, I have. We had our community activation on
Yes.
Saturday, so that was something that allowed us the opportunity to reach out to everyone.
That's right. How did that go?
It was very, very well received, I would say. We got the calendar out for everyone so that they would know the activities for the month. And we had music, a DJ, Peter Rams. Like you said, it was entertaining.
And but of course, doors were open to receive you, right?
Yes, yes, please.
You know the neighbor girl, La Sasha.
Yes, please. Very unique, very unique.
Very unique. And so you were able to go through your parish, meet with people, share the information, and so they're getting everybody's getting all excited about what's coming up indeed. I have my calendar of events right here. Did you have the Peace Program cricket final?
Yes, we did last night. It had a great crowd, I would say. It was a very, very good crowd. Lodge School, Springer Community Pillars. They bat first, so they made 181. Then Lodge was supposed to bat after, but then we did have some rains. So that kind of halted all of the activities.
Is the game to be replayed?
No. So they shared the title. They shared the title.
Boy. But that happens when it rains, you know. Sometimes the game has to be replayed. But nonetheless, I'm sure everybody who came had a fantastic time.
Yes,
well done so far. And who's this young man you brought along with you?
This is Lamar. He's from the National Library Service.
Hey, Lamar. So
Hi, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you as well. The library service means that you're looking at reading, literacy, and all the rest, right?
Yes, sir.
So what events are you having for the month?
So for the month, we are having a movie night, which is on Friday, the 11th. This Friday coming. Yeah, at Peg Farm. So we have been mandated by the Office of the Prime Minister to host a movie month as a part of the regathering activities. So on this Friday, we are going to be at Peg Farm, and it's also going to be a day of fun and literacy at the same time. So we're going to have a number of groups there. We're going to have the National Task Force on Literacy. There's going to be painting. There's going to be a treasure hunt. The library will also be there. We have a literacy drive, an outreach program, and this is during the course of the day. In the evening, starting at around 6, we're going to be hosting a movie night at Peg Farm.
Outside?
Outside.
On the ground?
On the grounds, right, at Peg Farm. And we are going to be airing the movie Shirley.
Shirley Chisholm.
Shirley Chisholm,
yes.
As well as a 30-minute documentary on the history of film in Barbados.
Yeah. That's nice. And this is all happening on Friday?
Friday the 11th.
Peg Farm.
Peg Farm.
Watch me, La Shassa now.
It's going to be a day full of activities. It's mainly, during the course of the day, we're going to be mainly involving the youth class 3 and 4 of all the St. Joseph primary schools, but all are also welcome, but it's mainly focusing on those in St. Joseph.
Where's Peg Farm? You know me and you, Sasha.
Oh, there, and I'm horrible at directions. So you can get to Peg Farm in two different directions, I should say. So if you're coming off from Grantley Adams School, you can pass through Bonwell and come up to Peg Farm, or you can come to Venture St. John and it'll lead you also to Peg Farm.
I see the road. I see the road. So that wasn't so difficult after all?
No.
So this is what's happening then, folks. On Friday, all day long, the Barbados Library Service will be there. Opportunities for you to get some books to read, opportunities for you to play some games and engage in a whole set of different ways. Literacy is going to be centered to what they're doing as well. But in the evening, Shirley Chisholm, the story of Shirley Chisholm through the movie Shirley will be shared, as well as a short video on the development of film in Barbados indeed. And this is going to be quite interesting. That portion is going to be all outdoors, all outdoors. So bring your blankets, bring your chairs, bring your whatever, and recline. And under the moonlight, if there is moonlight, but who cares? Under the stars, you just watch the movie and really enjoy and get connected once again with the history and the people who helped build our history over time as well. Maybe your story will be told next in the next generation, who knows? But nonetheless, all in St. Joseph and everyone from neighboring parishes as well, please come out on Friday night. Then you're having Untold Stories, Sasha.
Yes, please. So Tuesday, tomorrow, we will be having Dr. Henderson from UE for our Standpipe Stories. That will be something to look out for. And we're also asking, I don't want to say the older persons, but the persons who have been on Barbados a little longer than I have been, to come out and share their stories as well. It'll be a learning experience.
That is such a wonderful evening, okay? The Standpipe Stories. I think that's going to be fantastic. And this is happening at St. Joseph Primary.
St. Joseph Primary School. That will be from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m.
Okay, so it's a good opportunity for me, to my mind, for intergenerational connectivity and conversation. The olders talking about what they've lived. The youngers are also asking questions about what they would have heard before, just for clarity, but also sharing some contemporary points of view as well. So those Standpipe Stories, and for those of you who are much younger than us, you know, the Standpipe was centered to the village, the Barbadian village. That's where everybody met. Whether it's to wash clothing, to bathe, to catch water, to everything. And so conversations happened then. So stories were told, and that's what we want to recreate, the capturing of those stories. And the UANO will be capturing those stories for their publications as they go. On the 9th, you're having your donation launch and literacy launch.
Yeah, on the 9th.
Is that it? Am I right? Or
on the 9th, we are having, our pop-up line.
You want to borrow that?
Sure. On the 9th, we will be having our, the donation we will be also having for the items that we would have got from the harvest, but we'll also be having our pop-up line. This will be at Ours Meat and Variety, which will be down Parks Road.
Okay.
And that will be a shop line. So we want to get persons not only from our parish, but those persons who were Josephines, but also moved out of the parish to come back in. And the shop line is always a good time to tell stories as well, and have a good comical social laugh as well.
And wet your throat.
Wet your throat. And that is from 4 until 10 p.m.
Right, so that's on the 9th.
On the 9th.
And what else happens after the 9th?
On the 10th, we will be having our Soccerama launch. That will be at St. Elizabeth Primary School. So there will be 7 teams, and that will be from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. So we're asking persons to come out. Everyone loves football as well. So come out on Thursday night. Yes, come out on Thursday night for our Soccerama launch.
Sweet. And this is at St. Elizabeth.
St. Elizabeth.
That is so easy to find. Come on Horse Hill and you're heading towards St. Elizabeth.
Yes.
So there we go. And then, of course, your event then is the Peg Farm School Adventure and Literacy Tour. When you say school adventure, what do you mean?
We're catering to the primary schools, mainly class 3 and class 4, right? So there's going to be a full day of activities. Also, I also want to let the public know that the Transport Board, they will be providing transportation from Bathsheba to Peg Farm, as well as from Bridgetown to Peg Farm. And also, at the end of the movie, there will be a free shuttle service back from Peg Farm back to Bridgetown.
Or back to Bathsheba where you left the car.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough. So all of that is happening. So the Transport Board is going to assist you getting there. Then on the 12th.
Yes.
Yeah, you smile for this one. You're looking forward to this, aren't you?
Yeah, so on the 12th, we did have a change in our events. So the events, there was a change between the 12th and the 19th.
Okay.
So on the 12th, we're having our fun day.
Right.
And fun day being we're going to have some wellness, but also oldies and karaoke and stuff like that happening on the 12th. So we're asking persons to come out. That will be at Grand Liadon School from 11 a.m. And on the 12th as well, we will be having our surfing exhibition, which is in conjunction with the Barbados Surfing Association. And everyone knows Soup Bowl.
Of course, Bathsheba.
Yes, please. That's from 10 until 2 p.m. So come out if you like surfing. That will be on Saturday.
And even if you don't like surfing, just for the line, just for the good time, just to enjoy the beauty of what St. Joseph offers. I mean, it's adventure in St. Joseph. So, as I like to say, while we're doing this, we're gathering all month, to get lost. You will discover when you get lost. So don't worry about the roads. Don't worry about the roads. Just come, drive, and someone will tell you, no, you turn left here and you go down the hill, and there you are to St. Joseph. So do that, as I would have had to do with the roundabouts. You know, which roundabout do you come off from? And every roundabout can take you down to St. Joseph indeed. So we want all of you from everywhere, whether you're here or if you're overseas and you have enough time still, just book a flight, come on home, and just enjoy the happenings in the parish of St. Joseph, because it's more than just Bathsheba. It is more than just that. And so you can discover where you remember there was the Atlantis?
Yes.
Do you remember that, folks? You remember the lunch that was served there?
Yeah.
Do you remember that, folks? All of that you can rediscover once again in the parish of St. Joseph. It's a really beautiful parish, and sometimes we forget it because we stay off what we call we stay on the beaten track. But go a little bit off track for just the month of April and discover once again, if you haven't, the parish of St. Joseph. There's Andromeda Garden, there's Hunt's Nurseries.
There's Hunt's Nursery, Andromeda Gardens. We have so many floral places that they can come out. And if you like adventure, you can come down. Zemi Restaurant is down Bathsheba as well. But there are also other shops in different areas where you can see so much culture.
Yeah. All there, and they're going to be doing these hop around to different shops at different times throughout the year, the month.
Throughout the month,
indeed.
yes,
And so it's a whole month of stuff. But you know, they're also good for coconut trees. Let me tell you. And so come and get some fresh coconut water, enjoy the coconut trees, just enjoy the shrubbery, enjoy everything. The undulating hills, everything is just beautiful, I find, in St. Joseph. And so that was one of our picnic spots as a little boy growing up in St. Lucie. So we always traveled into St. Joseph to explore. And so for me, it's something worth the while to encourage all of you to come into St. Joseph this month of April. I know it's an A word. April. And enjoy all that they have to offer, adventure into the parish of St. Joseph. So once again, let's walk it through. We're having the standpipe stories.
We're having the standpipe stories tomorrow night. Wednesday night, we're having our pop-up line that will be down Parks Road from 4 until 10. On Thursday, we're having our Soccerama launch at St. Elizabeth Primary School. And on Friday, Peg Farm Literacy Day.
Whole day.
Whole day. And on Saturday will be our fun day. That will also be a whole day, 11 a.m. until 1 a.m. And surfing on Saturday as well. So our marquee event is now on the 19th. So we want to make sure everyone
I remember that. On the 19th at Bathsheba is the marquee event. And they're going to unveil all that has to portend later on to tell us how we're going to spend the day at Bathsheba, enjoying all for that big marquee event indeed. But it sounds like a really, really good plan. It sounds like the place to want to be, the parish of St. Joseph. And so you have to be there. What are you thinking about? And for the literacy event that's happening at the
Peg Farm.
Remember, the transport board is laying on bus service.
Yes, sir.
Just remind us of the bus service.
So the bus service is going to be from Bathsheba to Peg Farm and from Bridgetown to Peg Farm. At the end of the movie, the transport board is also going to be providing a service back to Bridgetown and back to Bathsheba.
Simple Simon made the plan. Simple Simon met the pirate. There's a lady who had to remind me of that. Yes, please.
One clarification. In the morning, so from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m., that will be a private event for those class 3s and class 4s within the parish. So we just want to make sure that was clear.
That's private for them.
Private for them. We want to make sure that even though it is time for common entrance, that they still have some fun in between as well. But movie night is for everyone.
Everyone. Absolutely free indeed. Thank you, Lamar.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lasasha.
Yes, please.
I always get it right at the end. I don't know how I do this. But again, well done. Well done, and I really hope that a lot of people continue to support the activities in your parish as well. So folks, we're going to St. Joseph together, shall we? We shall be there for all of the big activities indeed. Morning Barbados, it's a break here. We're coming back in just a moment.
Morning morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Did you know that there is an acronym called PASS, which makes it very easy to use a fire extinguisher? P, which stands for pull the pin. A, which means aim at the base of the fire. S, squeeze the trigger. And another S, which means sweep from left to right. This allows you to effectively extinguish a fire.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Wow, time is really flying fast. 60 minutes to the hour of 8 o'clock. I just looked up and saw the time. Couldn't believe we're already almost to the end. The Roger Boyce Classic is coming up next month. Next month, we're going to be seeing some beautiful big bodies on stage indeed. And so joining us this morning to talk a little bit more about what we can expect are a couple people. I'm joined, first of all, next to me by Rashida Belgrave, who's an athlete. She is an IFBB Pro. As a matter of fact, let me give you your full title, right?
Thank you.
Rashida, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And the Public Relations Officer and Coach is a familiar face, Shakira Duglin. Good morning, Shakira.
Good morning to you, and thank you.
You're very welcome. Shakira, talk to me a little bit about the upcoming Classic. When can we expect it to be?
The competition days are now, they have extended beyond 1 day to now 2 days. So we're going to have on Saturday the amateur segment, May 10th. Comprising that is children's fitness. We've introduced children's fitness categories. And then on the second day, the IFBB Pros will be competing, which is on the Sunday. They will have a dedicated day. And the show starts at 3 p.m. on both days.
On both days?
Yes,
Where
at the
is it?
Cigar Fuel Sobers Gymnasium.
Oh, we can accommodate that.
Yes.
So enough people will be there indeed.
Of course.
Is this a regional competition or is it just a local competition?
It's
Classic.
an international
Thank you.
competition under the IFBB, which governs 201 countries, and that also means that those countries will possibly be in Barbados. We do have at this time the confirmed attendance of over 250 athletes, and that number can grow as we get closer to the competition.
So it's significant.
Yes.
So this is a very important activity, the Roger Boyce Classic indeed. And so we want to encourage all of you early o'clock to get your tickets to get in. So how can we get tickets to be a part of it?
Tickets are available online at ticketlinks.com. And once you type in IFBB Roger Boys Classic or IFBB Pro World Cup, it should populate. And physical tickets are available now at the local gyms across the island. So once you go into your gym, you can ask the question, or if not, you can just go online.
Folks, it's May 10th and 11th. That's not a lot of time still outstanding, just shy of a month. And so you mentioned the word World Cup just now. What does that mean in bodybuilding?
Well, in bodybuilding, that means that you are within the top 3 in the world. Actually, last year, the IFB would have given that title to us, so we are one of the only islands that has the World Cup title. Initially, we were a Diamond Cup, then a Classic, then a World Championship. We hosted one World Championship category in the world in 2023. And last year, we got our title as a World Cup. And now this year, the demand is so high that athletes would have to qualify to be here in Barbados.
Wow. This is significant for the growth of the sport.
Yes, it is very significant. One of the things that I find really impactful about the Roger Boys Classic is where it came from. It would have started more than 15 years ago. And at that time, I was competing in the bikini fitness category. That competition at that time lit a fire in me because we were able to not only compete among locals, but among regional competitors who we would only see at CAC. So by CAC, you could see athletes twice, 3 times from other regions. And then what also came or was created from that is that the regional athletes became somewhat of a crew when we then attempted international shows. International shows, normally you would find highly European participants. The representation of people like ourselves was really minimal. And in having the Roger Boys Classic, the Darcy Beckles Interregional Invitational Classic, those shows kind of created that atmosphere where we can then travel and go overseas with more confidence. And it made it easy for us to take opportunities and have that visibility as well.
Fantastic. I just love the development until now. But Rashida, you're no stranger to the stages. You came through the schools, tournaments and the like, and now you're a pro. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What does that mean to you to be a pro, and what are you preparing to showcase on the 10th and the 11th? Well, the 11th for you.
Well, this was one of my dreams or my goals in life, and I got to accomplish that last year. We started competition in 2022. The last show before that was in 2013, and then in 2014 I had my daughter.
Congrats.
So I had always told myself from young that one day I would become a pro. So I'm very happy that I got to accomplish that, and it was great that my daughter was there to see me reach that goal.
Now 11, she's saying about me in the pro category. And
she's looking forward to that.
You know, if she should wake up and say, Mommy, I want to be just like you doing what you do, you will say?
I'll be very happy. With whatever she does, I'll be very happy with that.
So you're getting the body ready, you're getting all of your routines ready for the 11th. And so that means, what does that mean for you in terms of getting ready?
In terms of getting ready, first thing, you have to make sure that you're mentally there to go up against whatever challenges may come your way, and still be able to continue with your training and your posing sessions, which are very important. And what I try to do is not keep my stress levels high. So if I'm feeling stressed, I don't try to push myself too much. I know when to hold back and then when to go the extra mile. So that's where I'm at right now, just, you know, taking it one day at a time, making sure that I get my training in, depending on, it doesn't matter like where my mindset is, I just make sure to do a little something, because everything's going to add up by the time we get to the 11th.
You got that right.
Which is Mother's Day.
Girl, you're a girl. That would be a wonderful gift for Mother's Day, wouldn't it? Yes. Wonderful indeed. So we're looking forward to Rashida getting the best mother's gift there is possible. And so I can't wait to see how you do all of this and get yourself indeed ready. But remember, folks, tickets are available right now at ticketlinks.com. And once you put in the codes IFBB,
Roger Boys Barbados Classic or IFBB Pro World Cup, you will see the poster and the price for each ticket will be there.
Fantastic. So folks, we're taking a break. We're back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Pageant anywhere. Are you a Pageant living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Pageant Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Joining us right now is a former Mr. University himself, a former videographer, filmmaker, in Mr. Earl Maynard. Earl, good morning to you.
Good morning, Pearson. Nice seeing you, my brother.
You too, as well. You're still looking fantastic, Earl.
It takes one to know one, Pearson.
I like that. I like that. I can keep you by me all the time. And so, Earl, you've seen the changes. You've heard Shakira share some of the development of the sport here in Barbados. And no doubt from you as a senior now, looking on, talk to me a little bit about the progress you've seen.
Pearson, the IFBB organization is a fantastic group of individuals. I was very fortunate to become the first Barbadian to enter an IFBB competition and the first Barbadian to win an IFBB competition at that time. And it is amazing how it has progressed to an alarming degree. Roger Boyce has done a fantastic job in promoting the sport to a world-class level. This World Cup, we're having contestants from all over the world coming to Barbados and bringing their friends and families with them. That's important for tourism. And we have got to understand that when these people come to Barbados for these shows, they want to come next year and spend longer time. So it's a quality product for the Barbados commercial situation, but it also progresses bodybuilding to the highest possible level. So I'm proud to be involved with Roger Boyce in having to support this grand IFBB competition coming up next month. And I want everyone to come and witness this spectacular event.
Well put, Earl. I feel it already, Shakira. Well said, isn't it?
Yeah. Very well said. One of the things that I believe is really important is seeing all the persons who would have contributed to bodybuilding at any point in time being a part of this event. As someone that would have started in 2011, I was not privileged to see Mr. Earl Maynard on stage, but I have heard amazing things about him. And as we continue to grow, this show, so far we have 4 countries from Africa coming to Barbados. Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Togo. We also have participants from Dubai, from Belgium, from France, Russia, Ukraine, France, Sweden, Germany. We also have the Spanish-speaking countries involved, Mexico, Brazil, Venezuela, Paraguay. So many Caribbean islands will be present here. The most important thing, though, is that our local athletes will be representing us against the world. So it's very important that we come out and show our numbers. And, you know, there are persons that you know personally who are competing. Come and support them as well. Come and support the children, right? The show is something that has significant importance for development and the growth of bodybuilding. We knew about all the eras of bodybuilding, and this is a significant era as well. We will have the IFBB president here in Barbados as well. He would have, at our press launch, sang praises to Mr. Roger Boyce. One of the key things that he did mention is in 2017 when the Darcy Beckles, which is the Roger Boys Classic, when they became a CAC event, that was a marker for the expansion of this product, which Roger Boys would have put a lot of work into for 15 years. Imagine that, one guy who was also an athlete just like everyone here, filling a void. We had competitors who were competing for years, and from going to Roger's show, they could come out with financial awards, sponsored awards, and those were things that were normally in other contests for professional athletes. So imagine as an amateur coming away with a financial reward. So that was a significant attraction to an event like this before it grew to an IFBB Diamond Cup in 2019. The first show in the Caribbean, we were providing amateurs with professional cards. A lot of athletes across the region benefited from that. Actually, the current world champion, Miss Kimberly Percival from Antigua, comes to Barbados every single year. From the time the show would have started until this point, she has been involved and coming back. And just as Mr. Maynard would have mentioned, people come to Barbados because of who we are. Our hospitality, our food, our beaches.
Rashida, she stepped to you.
I didn't want to mention it because I know that she is under, some protocols right now, but a lot of the athletes are continuously returning. And this is against any barrier, which is distance, which is cost, which is visas. They're coming to Barbados, and sports tourism is a part of tourism. From my experience, there are countries I would have never gone to if there was not a competition there to attend. So this is a part of tourism where people open their eyes and say, hey, well, I never thought about coming to Barbados, but I will come now today. So we wish to have all of the Barbadians coming out to be at this show to support everyone.
Let's fill every seat in the gymnasium. Let's do this because this is huge in Barbados. This is really, really huge. Never before a competition of this size in bodybuilding has ever been hosted in Barbados, and particularly perhaps the region. And so we're being pioneers with this as well. And so we want to encourage all of you early o'clock to get your tickets. Tickets are available. Remember, go to ticketlinks.com, plug in
ticketlist.com and you type in the Roger Boys Classic IFBB Pro World Cup, and that ticket link will populate for you. Purchase your ticket online and come right through. We are waiting for you. We're happy to welcome you in the venue at the Cigar Fuel Sobers Gymnasium May 10th and May the 11th. We are also offering season passes, which would have a discount applied for both nights. So come out in your numbers, support the children competitors, the amateur competitors, and the professional competitors.
Well done. And Rashida, you're ready. She's ready. Earl, you're ready.
Yes.
Always ready.
I had a long talk with the president last year. We become very good friends. And he made it clear to me that he'd never seen so many Muslim bodybuilding now getting to a very high standard.
Wow.
So it's really, truly international.
Indeed.
So it's going to be a great show, and I'm telling you, it should never be missed. I want you all to ensure that you come because it's going to be a wonderful show, well attended, wonderful physiques, and in a great atmosphere of a World Cup Championship.
I couldn't say it better, Earl. You did it better than me. Thank you, Earl Maynard. Shakira Duglin? Yes. And Rashida Belgrave.
Yes, please.
Got it, Nate. My brain is working. Thank you all the best indeed. Of course, fill us in as we go on there, get nearer to the dates, all right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Good. That's it for today, everybody. Our little crew says thank you as well. Wish you a lovely day indeed. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.